Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. So in today's video, we're going to talk about early game gear because I had the question of why is my Tholen already on Savage gear? And I wanted to go through that whole discussion of when do you change your champions away from, if we go over here, you can see I have my Lifesteal set. When do you actually change them away from the Lifesteal set? So that's what this video is going to be about, because yes, my Tholen has gone over to the Savage set. Now, with my Lemonese Chase, I actually lucked out. I got a crit rate glove and a attack percent chest. They both have really bad substats. I mean, we had speed on the chest, I mean on the gloves, but it rolled all into flat HP. So they're not amazing, but they still provide a lot of damage with that extra 25% ignored defense. Now, the shield rolled really well with 2 rolls into speed, and then we had 1 speed and 2 attack rolls into this weapon. It's not the greatest set ever, but the reason I have swapped it away from the Lifesteal set is just to get more damage, essentially. Now, there's a couple places where this really helps. If you go to Demon Lord Clan Boss, it's going to really help there. Now, I'm not at the stage yet of trying out Nightmare because I'm waiting until I get my my Morag from the Plarium points, which I actually should get in the next day. So in the next day, I should get there. If we go to where the account is at, we're actually on day 24 of logins. I think we're about to hit day 25 in the next 10 minutes or so. So we're on day 24 of logins, and that's where I'm at. Now, once again, Clan Boss, it's going to be really nice to get extra damage in. The other area that it really helps me is over here in the arena, because in the arena, if you're pushing up to gold, you'll find often you find single defenses with just like an Arbiter. And this took me from being able to kill with my whole team Arbiters of about 50k power or less. Now I can kill 100k Arbiters because it just gives me that extra damage throughput. So when should you change off of the Lifesteal gear as a newer player? Obviously, when you start your account, you want your main carry, your main damage dealer on Lifesteal. That is so they can farm over in campaign. It's very, very important for those types of situations, because if you can't farm campaign, you're kind of bricked. So that is the most simple answer, is you swap them off of the Lifesteal set when you can do so and still do your farming that you need to do. So if we look at this, it actually increased my speed of farming over here because now I deal more damage and I actually get through the enemies quicker without having to stress. So you can see he's also decently fast, meaning he gets 2 turns before the enemies, and we're perfectly fine over here. We roll in, we do this, and we go into the skill 3, and then we clap it. So that is the one, like if you had to choose one area of when you can freely swap your champions off of the Lifesteal, it is going to be when they can still farm, without having Lifesteal on. And so that is where I'm at. Now, there is definitely situations in which you want to go back to Lifesteal. Some stages are going to be more beneficial to have Lifesteal. Let's say it's a stage where maybe they are affinity weak and they keep getting attacked. Well, that means they can keep generating their HP. There could be, faction creeps. So some of the faction wars, maybe, like when I unlock the Dwarf Crypt, I'm going to want him back on the Lifesteal. There is definite situations in which Lifesteal is better, but I think in general, getting more damage out of your damaged champion, if you can keep them alive, I've got Tagoar, who pretty much carries my runs. Fantastic. Like, I've got Deacon for the gauge manipulation, so I can take plenty of turns. We got the Lightsworn, which has the defense buff, also has the revive on death buff. So, if we happen to get dropped, well, we do have that chance to get revived if we have the buff on. So because I have so much support for my main damage dealer, I'm happy to take him off of that Lifesteal. Now, the big thing to remember is if we go over here into the advanced quests, we do have the quest, which is, I think it's this one. Where is it? This one. Win 3 artifacts or accessories from clearing the dungeons. Now, this one, when you do this every day, now you unlock these advanced quests, I believe at level 35. Correct me if I'm wrong over there. But yeah, once you unlock these advanced quests, daily, you're going to get a free gear removal for an hour. So worst case is, even if you do decide, crap, I need to be back on my Lifesteal for a certain purpose, well, every day now, you're going to have that chance to swap off. And let's face it, pre-level 35, that's probably not where most players are going to be at the stage where they can farm without having that Lifesteal on. So, you're in a pretty comfortable spot that pre-level 35, you stick to that Lifesteal. Post-level 35, if you can swap off of the Lifesteal to get yourself more damage, and then also be able to farm, then that is perfect. But then once again, I do like that they have introduced, I would love free gear removal permanently across the board, but at least you have the access to be able to do free gear removal every day if you do need to swap. And hell, worst case, you swap into the Lifesteal and you need it for more than an hour, you just wait till the next day, do your next free removal, you put them back onto their damaging set, and away you go. So that is the basic gist. Like I said, it's not overly complicated, but I just had the question, and I was like, maybe more people do have this kind of question, and when they see a damage dealer on an early game account that is not on Lifesteal, like what is the purpose of that? And that is exactly the purpose. Now, definitely the fact that we do get that free gear removal on a daily basis, the way I try and abuse that normally is if I feel like I can push a crypt, oh, I forgot to do my extra attacks here. Oh, well, it is what it is. But if I feel like I can push some extra stars in a crypt by equipping that Lifesteal set of gear, then that is what I do. I use it to shuffle around and push extra stages that I think will help me by putting things into Lifesteal gear to go ahead and progress further. For instance, when I had the Sacred Order one, I put my Deacon Armstrong in Lifesteal gear so that I could push higher in it, because surviving when you don't have a healer, especially in a faction crypt, is going to be one of those very important things. So that is my complete summary on when you want to move off of the Lifesteal gear. Now I want to move into just a quick account update for you guys on this Stolen Failbeard account. We are doing pretty decently. The Arbiter missions, we're going to get bogged down here. So if you watched my previous like rushed account, we got the Arbiter in 27 days. This account, I'm going to aim to do it in about maybe 35 to 40 days. We'll see how we go. The reason being is because I haven't been having my 15-minute timer on my arena, watching the arena every day, trying to maximize every arena attack. It's just too tedious. I didn't want to do it this time. You can see we're at 222 of the gold shields. Now, the reason we're going to get stuck is because over here in the Great Hole, the next mission I need to do is going to be get a level 8 and then a level 9 and then a level 10. And these things, it just requires 15-minute timer on your watch from day one of the account and grinding that the whole time. If you're not doing it like I'm doing this is more of a realistic. The way I'm playing through this account is a sweaty player, but not a giga sweaty player is the way I look at it. Because, you know, I've taken like multiple hours where I don't do it. I've been having a good sleep schedule on this one where I actually sleep 7 hours a night. So, you know, I'm overcapping stamina. I'm missing arena attacks, but still you can do it in a pretty timely manner. We just, no, how do I, isn't there a way you can do something to not have to go into that? Wait, is it I swear there's something you can do to not have to claim the energy. Okay, let's go to this. Maybe this is the one, and maybe this will get me there. Can I please get out of it, please? No, I swear there's a button that lets you get out of it. Okay, claim gifts. Let's go to this one. Claim that. Ooh, dude, why won't it let me go? Okay, no, game. Why won't? Okay. You need to go to something that makes you go. Okay, so if I go. I can't even go to it. No. Game, what are we doing? Okay, go. Okay. Now I should be able to exit out. No, game. Okay, I give up. We're collecting the energy. Shit, I hate that thing. I know there's a way to do it because people always do it with CVC when you can collect a champion. Who gives a fuck? Anyway... Like I said, I'm sweating, but I'm not giga sweating because if we go to here, you'll see that the next roadblock for me is going to be upgraded infinity bonus to level 8. I need 800 of the gold shields. I'm on 222. So yeah, I'm kind of bricked on that. And then before I even get into the next round of elemental ones, I also have to do an affinity bonus to level 9. And then we go through the final phase of the potions runs. And then, you know, we're pretty much good to go from there. Now, when we look at Arbiter missions as well, and what I'm probably going to do on this account is I want to do the achievements for everything that I need to do for the Arbiter missions, but I might not actually grind through and actually do it because the arena attacks is just so tedious. Oh, wait, do we... And can I just say how diabolical it is that I still, on this account, have not got a soul for any one of my champions? It's ridiculous. But yeah, what I'm planning on doing is probably going through and trying to do everything that I need to do for Arbiter missions. So that would be clan boss damage. So ideally, you know, on Nightmare clan boss, you know, there's the 100 million damage. If I could get myself to like a 15 million damage clan boss, I'd be happy with that. That way, you know, you would be able to do the clan boss mission. And then I want to be able to do level 20 of all of the dungeons. So when we look to that, you know, obviously Ice Golem's Peak, I don't think I've really pushed that in ages. Dragon's Lair, which I don't think I've pushed. Fire Knight, which, you know, we're doing decently. Once we get Morag, we'll be fine. And then obviously Spider's Den, which I'm actually up to level 20. So Spider's Den is the one I do to get gear every day. And so I've just been slowly climbing up the spider as I go. So now on to stage 20. So I'll have to see if I can do stage 20, because I honestly think this was going to be the hardest thing for this account because we lack the AoE burn. I thought Spider's 20 was going to be the biggest roadblock for me. So if I can clear through Spider's 20, I feel like it just proves that this sort of playthrough using the download link that we crafted to go with Thol and Foulbeard is going to get you completely through the Arbiter missions, as long as you're willing to sweat in the arena and get it done. And that's all I want to do with these download links, is with it, whatever new code champion they give you, I want to have it so that I can have these video series as a guide for anyone starting the game to go, use this download link, you get this champion, and you can progress through absolutely everything you need to do through the early game to get yourself kicked off. And then obviously, you know, you look to Hydra and stuff, you're going to need to pull champions. You know, this game is all about pulling champions, but at least I'm hoping we can get through Spider's 20 and then all the other dungeons to prove that, you know, this is a playthrough that you can do to get through everything you need to do, regardless, and without even having that AoE burner for Spider's 20. So we'll see how we go. And once again, we just rely on that Thol and Foulbeard for that. I might actually have an experiment with that today when I get the gear removal. Maybe put him on Lifesteal, because my feeling is in Spider's 20, my feeling is that maybe if I put Tholen on Lifesteal, then he will always be targeted by the spiders, and because of his masteries, he always has a 50% chance of revenge if they do more than 25% of his HP. So maybe his revenging will just keep him alive, and then we'll be able to train through it. But, you know, we do still have a lot of progress to go, and maybe I'll work on that, because I am like just getting my fodder up for another 6-star, which will be my Morag. But the other thing I do need to do is my masteries, because we need to get our masteries once we get the Morag on all these guys up. So these guys all need to have higher masteries up to tier 6. So I want to get, like, you know, my War Masters on all of those guys for the extra damage, except Tagoar because he's dungeon carry. But that's kind of what I'm looking at. Anyway, I'm just rambling. That is an update for the account. Once again, 20 days. I think we just logged in to day 21, but we're still on 20 days played. Was it 20? Dude, let me check. I've already collected the stamina, so I can go ahead and check. 20. I was way off. We're on day 25 of login. So we're actually 4 weeks. What is that? No, 7, 14. No, 28 to 4 weeks. Anyway, we are 24 days in. I'm going to shut up because I can't even speak anymore. That's where the account's at. Once again, with the Lifesteal gear, once you can freely get more damage out of your champion by taking them off Lifesteal, but still farm, that is when I like to do it. But once again, we have the free gear removal, so you can always swap back if you need to. Anyway, that is it. I'm done because my brain's cooked. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.